Hey you guys, April Kamara here. Let me know when you hop on, say hello. I came to like a different spot today because Elijah's sleeping. I don't want him to wake up. He can be extra loud when he gets fussy. So, like, this live is really all just about like holding the vision, okay? So, if you have anything that you want in your life to change, right? If you have anything in your life that you want to just be different, that you want to make better or improve, right? Like, you have to hold the vision in your head, right? It's like you have to know what exactly it is you want, what you're trying to change about that thing, why it needs to change, right? And you don't always have to know how it's going to change. You just need to know why. Like, you need to know why you want this to change. You need to know what exactly it is that you want, right? And like, we get stuck on like the how, we get stuck on the things that we can't really control, and we take away like our power, right? So our power is legitimately in holding the vision. Our power is in holding the vision and like aligning with that vision 100%. And it takes dedication, like hardcore dedication. You can't hold a vision while you're doubting yourself. You can't hold a vision while you're like resisting what it is that you want, right? There's this like misconception, especially like where we're at right now in a society, is like we want things now, right? It's like we want like things to pretty much come to us instantly. But that's just not how life works. That's not how lessons work, right? I don't know where it was that I read this, but there was like this study I was reading whenever I was looking into like I was going to school, right? And the study was saying that out of like households, right? Like the children from a certain household were usually within like a 1% range of the income that their family was from. And that like really shocked me because I was like, how is that possible? You know what I mean? Like, you would think that if you, like, a lot of people who come from, like, really, say, like poverty stricken places would, like, have the motivation or the desire to change, right? And it was a, what do you call that? Like, social science or whatever? Sociology class, right? So they just study, like, statistics. So it was just a statistic, but still, it was crazy to think that, you know, their difference in like income or whatever in that family only varied by like 1%. And as I'm doing this work, as I'm like really working to shift like what I want and really hold the vision for what I want, I just see how easy it is to do that, right? So think about like this, right? How many people feel like their families determine like how they're going to be as a person, right? I felt that way from time to time. Like when I was growing up, I felt like science was always talking about genetics and how you're predisposed to all these things and how you just can't help it. So I like kind of latched onto that and like took that on as a belief that like would filter a lot of the things for my reality and what I believe to be true, right? Once I realized that that was wrong, like to undo that, to really let go of that belief was hard. Like it was counterintuitive to what I was doing, right? Like my intuitive nature would have said like, hey, you know, if my parents did this, it's probably going to be hard for me to do it. But there were also like other parts of my life where if I had more belief in that thing, if I was holding that vision in my mind, that I changed instantly without like even thinking about what my family was doing, right? And I use income just because like that was the actual statistic that I used. But this is about any type of vision, any type of change that you want in your mind and or that you want in your life. That is first going to start in your mind, right? It's first going to start by you holding the vision and by you knowing why you want it. And it takes dedication because just like that study says, like the variable of like income from all these families was only 1% from the child to like the parents, right? And that's just showing you like how much energy it literally takes for you to hold that vision. So think about holding the vision as like, think of it as like a weight you're pushing in your mind. Like your mind has been trained to think one way and go one particular pattern. And you are trying to like build something new. So it's almost like you're exercising a muscle. Like every day you have to exercise this muscle to hold that vision. Every day you have to think about what it is that you want and hold that vision for a few minutes every day. Every day you have to recognize these thoughts that are coming that are counterintuitive, that are like pushing you in an opposite direction of what it is that you want. And you have to be dedicated, like dedicated to not only holding the vision, but to like looking at every single thought that contradicts it. And you're already like holding the vision is tiresome, right? It's like a muscle you don't work a lot. So it's going to get you tired to where like when those other thoughts come in, the first couple of times that they come in, you might catch them right? Like you catch it and you may correct the thought, or you may think, okay, that's not true, I don't have to listen to that, right? But holding the vision is tiresome. It's different. It's a muscle. So you have this like push and pull of like your old belief system with what you're trying to like hold the vision for, right? And it takes just like this utter amount of dedication, because it's so easy after, say, like you work out a few times, you go to the gym, right? Like I'll like use an example of when I used to do P90X, right? Like it's so easy to show up the first day and like the second day, but like the third day, the fourth day, the fifth day of that week is like when the push comes to shove, right? It's when you're already tired. It's when more than one muscle group of your body is worn out. It's when more than like, you know, you've had a couple wins and now you just want to relax, you know? Like you're tired, like mentally, physically, emotionally, like, you know, you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and it's uncomfortable. So your mind literally is trying to like get you back to your safe zone. It's trying to get you back to your comfort zone. So holding the vision is just like starting a new workout program in that sense. Like your mind has been trained to think in a certain way, to like react a certain way, to like stay in a certain kind of like homeostasis, like stay in a certain kind of safe zone that's like not too tiresome, but not too like, not too lazy, right? But the way that we do this, the way that this happens is that we literally start to like push this vision up, right? Think of it as like lifting weights. We push this vision up in our mind, but our mind is only used to like, say, like 8%, pushing something up like 8%, and we needed to get it to like 20%. We needed to get it to like 30%. We need to get it to like 40%. And you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, and so your mind's like, your subconscious is like literally attacking back. It's like your conscious mind may be saying, yes, I'm holding the vision, but your subconscious mind is like, this isn't safe. This isn't going to help us. We're not comfortable here, right? So it tries to like play these tricks on you, where you may get like a little bit of progress, right, towards the vision that you're holding, but then you have like, say, resistance come up out of nowhere, and this resistance makes you think that it's too hard, you know, like I said, your family is just like, you know, your family is here and so you have to stay here, right? Like all these reasons start coming up, and it's like your job to stay dedicated to that vision that you're holding, and literally like identify all these things that are blocking you and like change them, shift them, like do your part to rearrange it. And I think that like people who have seen my life and who have seen my story, they know that I came from like Arkansas and like joined the military really young and like came to California, and now I'm like doing my own life coaching thing, right? Like these were all shifts that for me were like a vision I had to hold in my head like for so long, and I still like struggle with holding that vision, right? Like I still have my times where I feel like, you know, it's just too hard, it's too tiresome, right? And I take a break. But the thing is that I always come back to the vision. Like I always come back to like what it is that I'm like pushing forward, and I always come back in a way that's like stronger than before. So don't ever think that the dedication means you have to be perfect, because we're not perfect, right? Like we wouldn't be learning any lessons if we were perfect. It's not about being perfect. It's about the dedication. It's about the dedication to what you want. It's about the dedication to like who you need to become. It's about the dedication to like what it's going to require of you. Because if there's one thing that like I've found that I'm good at like taking action. Like I'm good at continually taking action towards something, right? But there's two flips to that, right? So there's like the part where you take action, but then there's the part where you believe that the action is going to lead you somewhere. And like one of the downloads I've been getting recently, like from my guides, is to do less. Sorry, getting the hiccups. Is to do less, but with more intention. And so like, whereas I used to kind of take more action like aimlessly to like push myself forward, I wasn't really truly like aligning with the vision that I had. I would have this vision and maybe like think about it, but not really hold the vision, not really dedicate myself to the vision, not really like cling to the vision the way that I needed to and the way that I needed to get results, right? I've done it in some areas of my life, but not in the way where I'm actually aligned with it, where it's coming naturally. Like the places in my life where I've done well are the places where I've pushed and gotten what I wanted to with like a bunch of resistance, through a lot of resistance, but it wasn't sustainable. So I hope this is making sense to you. Like I'm going to be doing lives like this for the like all this week, because I think like holding the vision is a big part of like what like we're the most scared of, right? Because it's like more scary to us to like hold a vision with all the stuff that's going on and like do the work that comes along with that, have the dedication to like getting what it is that we want, than it is to just like have no, like to kind of feel like, oh, you know, I'm just carefree. I don't really care what happens. I don't really care what I want. Because I've been there too. And whenever you're in this place where you feel like kind of like lackadaisical, or you feel like, you know, oh, I don't need to hold a vision because like, because I just really don't care, you know, I'd rather just be happy, whatever, right? Like, all of that stuff, like, for the moment may be true, right? Like, so for the moment, you may need to take a break. For the moment, you may, like, decide that these things that you want aren't as important, right? But if you find yourself doing this continually, if you find yourself, like, in this pattern of setting really lofty goals and then feeling like, you know, I'm just not going to care anymore because, like, the goals I set are too high, and you feel like, you know, maybe it's, like, you're dedicated to, like, the struggle almost, but not as much like the dedication portion, like that's when you know that you need to like seriously get into alignment with exactly what it is that you want. That's when you know that like holding the vision is your number one job. And holding the vision is a job in and of itself. It is, like I said, starting a new workout program. It's like pretty much having the dedication, because your mind literally will like trick you, like, because you have your conscious mind that is like on your side, and then you have your subconscious mind that's like all your beliefs that you had as a child. And whenever you start to change things, your conscious mind is on board, but your subconscious mind is a tricky bastard. And so like I've heard from somewhere like you don't want to trust your subconscious mind. And so like when I say that your subconscious mind is a tricky bastard, I'm saying that like you will get like things outside of yourself coming your way. So if like you're scared to take action, right? If you're doing something that you're afraid of or that you're not 100% aligned with, and when I say 100% aligned, I mean that you're not trusting that the outcome is yours. You're not trusting that the action is going to lead to the outcome that you desire. You're not trusting that you can even take the action, right? Then your subconscious mind doesn't necessarily work always in your mind. Sometimes it'll work outside of you. So sometimes you'll attract to yourself things that keep you from taking the action. You know, situations that keep you from doing what it is that you want to do, or situations that keep you from even having the energy to do what you want. So your subconscious mind may say, okay, I'm trying to like say start this workout program, right? And I'm supposed to get off work at 4 o'clock, but your subconscious mind is like low-key freaking out because you're not taking a look at what it is that's going on down there, right? You're not listening to all these like kind of like subliminal thoughts. Think of them as like the thoughts in the back of your mind. So they're not the thoughts that you hold. They're not the thoughts that you're deciding on. They're the thoughts that are kind of like creeping in the background that give you an emotional like trigger, but maybe you're just not looking at them right now because you feel like you need to stay focused on your vision. And I'll talk about this later on in the week. But whenever these thoughts come up, they don't always come up as like actual like conscious thoughts that you have. Sometimes they come up as like interference, like outside of yourself. So say you're supposed to get off work at 4 o'clock so you can go to work at 6, or go to work out at 6, right? So at like 3:55, like some crazy thing happens that you just like quote unquote have to stay like an extra 30 minutes for to get done, right? And it's more just like a fire that you have to put out. It's not something that you plan for. It's something that like comes out of nowhere almost. That's your subconscious mind working, because you then now get to place the blame instead of on yourself and holding the like responsibility for yourself. You get to place the blame on, you know, this work thing that happened, or this like honestly, like new stay-at-home moms, we like to do a lot of this, like, you know, oh, well, my child's home so I can't do this, or, you know, like we just have these different ways of kind of like shifting the blame outside of ourselves. And it's not us doing it because consciously we want that change, right? Consciously we're holding the vision. It's our subconscious mind. It's the part of us that's scared. It's the part of us that's freaking out, and the part of us that we really have to do the work on. So hopefully this video is helpful. Let me know if you like it, if you want more videos like this, because I'm going to keep this series going for this week probably and into next week, because holding the vision is so big, right? Like, it's not just about holding the vision. You can visualize things all day, but it's like you have to like dig deep and really truly get in alignment with that. So if this is something that you're interested in, you like it in, like I said, just let me know. And then the next video, I'll let you guys know what it is tomorrow, because I haven't even really planned it. I just know that this is like such a big topic that needs to be talked about. And like dedication is a huge part, like dedication to the work, dedication to the process, dedication to the journey. So, I mean, who knows? Dedication may just in and of itself be its own little series. But I will let you guys go. Elijah just woke up. So have a good day, and then we'll talk